G'day, some of you might have seen the series of videos that we did on the Vermec multi-centre chuck. The videos that Giulio Marcolongo helped me do, well, he did all the work and I sat behind the camera. The reason for mentioning that is because at the end of that visit he gave my wife as a present this cooking spatula, and the cooking spatula that I have here, the exact one that he did, looked a hell of a lot better than that when he gave it to Penny. But the reason it looks like this now is because it actually has been used. It has become one of our favourite cooking utensils, and I therefore thought it would be a great project to show you how to do. It's quite a simple project, a bit disconcerting because we are turning air, so there's sections that we will be turning where it will be wood, air, etc. But to overcome some of that, I've prepared my blank like this. So I'll put that to one side. Here is my blank. Now, 30 millimetres, so just a little over, what's that, about 1 1/8 thick. You can get away with 12 inches or 300 mil. I've got a little bit extra there, so I've got scrap or waste on there, and I've got enough for waste on this end here as well. This piece is camphor laurel, not too hard, nice turning timber, nice and soft. Would I use something hard? Perhaps a bit chippy. You might find that some of the edges chip out a little bit on the harder or more brittle timber, so that's why I've gone for this piece of wood here. So it's mounted between centres. This, as I said, will be scrap. There'll be scrap there. Let's see how we do it. Now, you really don't need a lot of tools for this. I've got a skew chisel here that I might use, or my roughing gouge with my special grind, which is almost like a bowl gouge grind or even a spindle gouge. And here is a replaceable tip, a wood cut replaceable tip spindle gouge. So I could use any of those. I perhaps wouldn't use the skew chisel on this. I might go for the roughing gouge, and I might start by dealing with that little section there, which, if I just get back to the original, it's going to be this here. So I'll actually turn this section here, just this little bit here, down into the handle. We can put this bead on there and then come out the other side. So we might actually, I quite like that design, so I might actually copy it. Lots of speed, we need lots of speed. The faster the better. When you're turning something with air in there, so wood, air, lots of speed is the key. Now that's simply a fact that the tailstock or the quill had live centre at the tailstock end had backed off a bit. Just indicating where the end is. It's still got a flat there. Spindle gouge now. Now what is happening here is it's starting to vibrate because we're getting thin. I might just move the tail rest along a little bit and go with my skew chisel now. I'll get a smaller skew. Now let's have a look at what's happening with this vibration. You'll see that there's some patterns happening here. Look at this twisty pattern, and that can be sanded out. It's a bit hard to support this with this flat on here to stop that from vibrating, so I'm just going to have to live with that. Now what I'm trying to do here is get this diameter the same as that diameter there, so it looks as though that flows right through. I don't think I'll get mine as thin as Julio's at this point here. I'll just keep it a little bit thicker there, I think. Not that I don't like that. He's probably just a better turner than me and can go thinner. Just supporting that wood, trying to stop that vibration. Now I'm going to try and run the skew down there. Just to tidy that up. And I quite like the look of that shape there. Now be careful here. I'm holding the sandpaper like that, keeping my fingers away from those bits of wood. I could go thinner there, I reckon. I'll just sand that up a bit, sand that there. A bit thinner down here. Looks a bit better. This is to stop your fingers from sliding down the spoon and into the hot soup. I think that's what it's about. So this timber sands up very, very quickly. And we'll just see if this has been sanded well enough. And there's no reason why, just get that out of the way, that's sanded nicely. There's no reason why we can't actually sand that by hand. Give that a little bit of that sanding. And look at that, almost a replica. So now we need to, whilst it's on the lathe, we can just use, might even use Julio's as a bit of a template there, because what we've got to do now and so this is how we're going to shape it. So we're going to cut this on the bandsaw. Now before I cut that on the bandsaw, I'm going to take this off the lathe. I'm going to slow the lathe down a little bit so I can, while the wood is on, while the wood is spinning, I'm going to grab my skew chisel. Now if you don't want to do this, if this is a bit disconcerting, then don't. You could even use a parting tool just to part that off. And there we have it, onto the bandsaw now. All right, there's the sanding done. I have only sanded to about 180 grit, well not about, I sanded to 180 grit, so that's all we need to do with that. And some food safe oil, U-Butte polishers, food safe oil. It's a mineral oil, great for wooden utensils, perfect. So I'll grab a pair of my son's old, look at those cute little pyjamas that he used to wear. And now they're just a rag. Oh dear. Don't need to shake it or anything like that. It's just oil, and just give that a coat. It helps to seal the timber a bit, give it some protection, and it brings out the colour. So keep the oil up to them over their lifetime. But there is the cooking spatula. I'll finish putting that oil on there. In the meantime, I hope you got something. Look, it's a great little project, a really easy one, great for markets. You'd sell a lot of those if you got into production, and you could probably make good money on those because they're fairly quick to make. So, as I was about to say, hope you got something out of that. And stay tuned, there's more videos coming. Keep turning safely, and I'll see you another time.